The sky turned a strange shade of orange as the massive ship broke through the clouds. Kelly stood frozen in place, her eyes fixed upward as the alien vessel blocked out the sun. She was not supposed to be here. The forest was off limits to civilians, but she had come anyway seeking rare plants for her research. Now she faced something far more extraordinary than any plant. The ship was unlike anything humans had built. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, changing colors as it moved. The vessel made no sound as it hovered above the clearing. Kelly knew she should run, but curiosity kept her feet planted firmly on the forest floor. A beam of light shot down from the ship, touching the ground 20 feet away from where Kelly stood. The air around the beam rippled like water, and then a figure appeared. Kelly gasped as she saw the alien for the first time. The creature was tall, nearly 7 feet in height, with skin the color of twilight, a deep purple blue that seemed to glow from within. She was clearly female with a humanoid shape, but more elegant, more perfect. Her eyes were large and completely golden without pupils. Her head was hairless but adorned with what looked like a crown of small crystals. Kelly realized she was looking at royalty. This was no ordinary alien. This was their leader. The alien queen stepped forward, moving with impossible grace as if the Earth's gravity barely affected her. She wore a suit that seemed made of the same shifting metal as the ship, revealing glimpses of her purple skin beneath. Kelly remained still, unsure whether to flee or bow. "We have been watching your kind for many cycles," the alien said, her voice melodic, yet somehow inside Kelly's head, rather than in the air between them. "You are the first to come to this place alone." Kelly swallowed hard, trying to find her voice. "I was collecting plant samples. I am a botanist," she managed to say. "I did not know this area was important." The alien queen tilted her head, studying Kelly with those golden eyes. "Your leaders do not know we are here. We chose this remote location to observe without interference." Kelly looked around, wondering if she was truly alone with this being, or if others watched from the ship above. "I will not tell anyone. I saw you," she offered. "I can leave now and forget this happened." The alien made a sound like gentle bells. Kelly realized with surprise that she was laughing. "No, human, you cannot forget. Nor would we want you to. We have chosen you." A chill ran down Kelly's spine, though the day was warm. "Chosen me for what?" The alien queen moved closer, now only a few feet away. The crown of crystals on her head glimmered in the sunlight. "Our world is dying," she said. "Our people face extinction. We need someone who understands life, who can help us adapt to new environments. You study how plants survive. We need this knowledge." Kelly shook her head in confusion. "I'm just a researcher. I study endangered plant species. I don't know anything about alien biology." The queen pointed to the forest around them. "Your Earth is remarkable. So much diversity, so much life. Our world once had this, but no longer. We believe humans, especially ones like you who understand adaptation, may help us restore what was lost before." Kelly could respond. Another beam of light appeared and a second alien materialized. This one was slightly shorter than the queen, but with similar features. She carried what appeared to be a transparent case containing soil and several small purple plants. "This is Nira, my chief scientist," the queen said. "She has brought samples from our world. We would like you to study them." Kelly stared at the alien plants, feeling a mix of fear and professional interest. They looked somewhat like ferns, but with circular leaves that slowly rotated even without wind. "Why me?" she asked. "Why not contact our government? Our top scientists?" The queen made a dismissive gesture. "Your governments are fractured. Your top scientists are watched. We need someone who can work quietly. Someone who understands that life finds a way even in hostile conditions. We have studied your work." Kelly Taylor. "Your papers on plant adaptation in extreme environments impressed us." Kelly felt a surge of pride. Despite her fear, her research was mostly ignored. On Earth, considered too specialized, too focused on plants that had little economic value. Now an alien queen had read her work and found it valuable. I don't know what to say," Kelly stammered. "This is a lot to process." The alien named Nira stepped forward holding out the case. "The plants will die without proper care," she said. "We have attempted to recreate their natural environment, but they continue to wither. Our entire ecosystem faces the same fate." Kelly found herself reaching for the case, her scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. The soil inside looked like fine black sand. The plants pulsed slightly as if breathing. "I would need equipment, a controlled environment," she said, thinking aloud. "I can't just take these to my apartment." The Queen nodded. "We have prepared a place." She gestured to the north, a small facility hidden in the mountains. "Equipment supplies everything you need. We have been planning this meeting for some time." Kelly felt her heart race. Was this real? Was she really being recruited by aliens to save their dying ecosystem? It seemed impossible, and yet the evidence floated before her in a transparent case. "What if I say no?" she asked. The Queen considered this, her golden eyes unblinking. "You are free to refuse. We would find another, though none with your specific talents, but consider what you might learn. Consider the opportunity to be the first human to work with an alien species." Kelly looked at the plants again. They seemed to reach toward, her tiny fronds extending in her direction. She had devoted her life to saving endangered species. Could she refuse to help an entire alien ecosystem? "I need to think," she said. I need time." "You have until tomorrow," the Queen said. "We cannot wait longer. Our ship cannot remain near Earth without risking detection." Nira placed the case in Kelly's hands. The plants seemed to calm at her touch, as if recognizing a potential savior. "They respond to you already," Nira observed. "This is promising." The Queen pointed to a small crystal that had detached from her crown. "Keep this with you," she said. "It will lead you to our facility and allow you to contact us when you have decided." Kelly took the crystal. It was warm in her palm and seemed to pulse. "In time with her heartbeat, I will think about it," she promised. Both aliens stepped back into their respective light beams and vanished. The massive ship above shimmered once and then disappeared, though Kelly sensed it was still there somehow, just hidden from human eyes. She stood alone in the forest, clearing the case of alien plants in one hand, the crystal in the other. Her ordinary life as a struggling botanist had just become extraordinary. She looked at the dying alien plants. The scientist in her could not resist such a mystery, such a challenge. Kelly turned and began walking north toward the mountains. The crystal grew warmer in her hand, guiding her. Perhaps she would just take a look at this facility. Perhaps she would simply learn more before making her decision, but deep down she already knew her answer. No scientist could turn away from such a discovery. She was going to help them. The only question was how. The facility was hidden in a valley surrounded by tall pine trees. Kelly had walked for hours, following the warm pulses of the crystal in her hand. Night had fallen by the time she reached her destination. What appeared to be an old research station stood in the center of the valley. Its walls were weathered, but the lights inside were bright. The crystal led her to the front door, which opened automatically as she approached. Kelly stepped inside and gasped. The interior was nothing like the rustic exterior. Advanced technology lined the walls. Machines she had never seen hummed quietly. Screens displayed data and symbols she could not understand. "Welcome," Kelly Taylor said, a voice she recognized. It was Nira, the alien scientist. Though Kelly could not see her, the voice seemed to come from all around. "Where are you?" Kelly asked, still clutching the case of alien plants. "I am aboard our ship," Nira replied. "But I can see and hear you through our systems. This facility is connected to our vessel." Kelly placed the case on a nearby table. The plants inside seemed to respond to the environment, their circular leaves spinning faster. "Is this place safe?" she asked Will. "Anyone find me here? The station is shielded," Nira explained. "It appears abandoned too. Outside scanning technology. We have maintained this outpost for many cycles. What your people would call years." Kelly walked deeper into the facility. The main room opened into a laboratory, more advanced than any she had worked in at the university. Specialized equipment for plant research lined the walls. Some devices she recognized, others were completely foreign. "You prepared all this for me?" she asked. In wonder, The Queen believes you are the key to saving our world. Nira said, "You understand how life adapts to new environments. Our plants, our entire ecosystem is failing. We need your expertise." Kelly approached one of the machines. It activated at her touch, displaying what appeared to be genetic sequences. "I am just one person," she said, softly. "What if I can't help you? You will not be alone." The alien assured her, "I will guide you. Our knowledge combined with your unique understanding may find solutions neither of us could discover separately." A door at the far end of the laboratory slid open, revealing sleeping quarters, a small kitchen and bathroom. They have thought of everything, Kelly realized. They had been planning this for some time. The crystal in her hand pulsed once more, and then projected a hologram. The alien queen appeared before her, life-sized and so realistic. Kelly could almost believe she was actually there. "Have you decided?" the queen asked her. Golden eyes fixed on Kelly. Kelly took a deep breath. "I will help you," she said. "I can't promise results, but I will try." The queen's expression remained unchanged, but Kelly sensed relief in her posture. "I am Lyra, Queen of the Zenith," she said formally. "Now that you have accepted our proposal, it is time for proper introductions. Our world orbits a star you cannot see from your planet. We have existed for thousands of years, longer than human civilization." Kelly nodded, trying to process this information. "Why is your ecosystem failing?" she asked. "What happened to your world, Lyra?" The queen gestured, and the hologram changed, showing a beautiful planet with purple oceans and blue land masses. "Our world was once like this," she explained. "Then came the great dimming. Our star began to fade, changing the light that reached our planet. Our plants evolved in specific light conditions. When these changed, they began to die. Without plants, our atmosphere changed, our animals perished. Our people survived through technology, but we cannot live forever in artificial environments." The hologram shifted, showing the same planet now, with brown land masses and gray oceans. It looked sick, dying. "We have tried to adapt our plant life," Nira added, her voice coming from above. "But we are not experts in rapid adaptation. Our evolution was always slow, stable. Our science focused on technology, not biology." Kelly studied the images of the dying planet. She felt the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. These beings had traveled across space to find her. She was their hope. "I need to study your plants first," she decided, "then understand your planet's current conditions. The soil composition, atmospheric changes everything." The hologram changed again, showing technical data, atmospheric composition, light spectrum readings, soil analysis. The information was overwhelming, but Kelly recognized its importance. "We have brought samples of everything," Lyra said, "all the data we could gather. But what we need most is someone who understands how to help life adapt quickly. You humans are experts at this. Your planet's conditions have changed rapidly many times, and yet life persisted?" Kelly nodded, thinking of the extremophile plants she studied on Earth, plants that lived in volcanic vents or Arctic conditions. Plants that should not survive but did through remarkable adaptations. "Should begin with these," she said, pointing to the case of alien plants, "then work outward to understand the larger ecosystem." The hologram of Queen Lyra nodded. "This is why we chose you. You see the path forward. When can you begin?" Kelly looked around. "At the advanced laboratory tomorrow. I need rest first and time to process all this, but tomorrow I will start." "Good," Lyra said. "There is food in the kitchen suitable for humans. We have studied your biology carefully. You will not be harmed here." The hologram flickered and disappeared, leaving Kelly alone in the strange facility. She walked to the kitchen, finding it stocked with familiar foods. She made a simple meal and ate while reviewing the alien data on a nearby screen as she prepared for sleep. Kelly wondered if she had made the right choice. She had effectively disappeared. Her colleagues would wonder where she had gone. Her small apartment would eventually be rented to someone else when she failed to return. But the opportunity before her was beyond anything she had imagined. a chance to save an alien world. A scientific challenge unlike any other. She lay down on the bed, which adjusted to her body automatically. The lights dimmed, responding to her need for darkness. Sleep came surprisingly easily, despite the extraordinary circumstances. Kelly woke to soft light filtering through windows she hadn't noticed the night before. For a moment, she forgot where she was, then reality rushed back. She was in an alien facility, preparing to help save a dying world. She dressed quickly, eager to begin work. The case of plants waited in the laboratory. The circular leaves moved slowly as if tired. Kelly checked the soil moisture and composition using familiar tools. The black sand was unlike earth soil, rich in minerals she couldn't identify. "Good morning," Kelly Taylor came. Nira's voice. "Did you rest well?" "Yes." Kelly replied, focusing on the plants. "Tell me everything about them. Their natural growing conditions, their life cycle, everything." As Nira provided information, Kelly took notes. Their conversation flowed naturally, scientist to scientist, separated by species but united by purpose. Hour after hour passed as Kelly studied the alien plants. Their cells were different from Earth plants but followed similar principles. They converted light to energy, though through different mechanisms. By midday, Kelly had formulated her first hypothesis. These plants need specific light wavelengths, she said. They are starving for the right kind of light. Nira sounded excited. "You may be correct. We adjusted temperature and soil composition, but not light spectrum." Kelly smiled, feeling the thrill of scientific discovery. "Can you modify the lights in this facility to match the original spectrum of your sun before it began dimming?" The lights in the laboratory changed immediately, shifting to a subtle purple hue. The plants responded almost instantly. Their leaves began spinning faster. Their color deepened. Kelly laughed with delight. "Look," she said. "They're already improving. It seems so simple now," Nira admitted. "But we did not consider that they might need the memory of our old sun." Kelly shook her head. "No, not simple. You were too close to the problem. Sometimes it takes an outsider to see what those involved miss. This is just the first step, though. The plants are responding, but we need to help them adapt to the new light conditions of your world, not just recreate the old ones for the rest of the day." Kelly worked with Nira, designing experiments to gradually shift the light spectrum toward what currently reached their planet. Each small change was carefully measured, the plant's response documented. By evening, Kelly felt a genuine connection forming with Nira. Despite their different origins, they shared a scientific mindset, a methodical approach to problem solving. The hologram of Queen Lyra appeared as Kelly was finishing her notes. "Nira reports progress," she said. Her voice carried hope, emotion. Kelly could now recognize it's very preliminary, Kelly cautioned. "But yes, the plants are responding well. We need to see if we can help them adapt to change conditions, not just thrive in artificial ones." Lyra nodded. "You understand our true need. Not to live in bubbles of recreated past, but to adapt to our new reality. This is why we chose you." Kelly felt a surge of determination. These plants would survive. She would find a way. The alien queen had placed her faith in a human botanist, and Kelly would not disappoint her. The journey ahead would be long, but today had proven it was possible. First these sample plants, then an entire alien ecosystem. Kelly Taylor, ordinary human scientist, was about to do extraordinary things. 3 months passed in the hidden facility. Kelly worked tirelessly day after day, studying the alien plants, creating new hybrids, testing their resilience. She had lost track of the outside world, focused entirely on her mission. The alien plants now thrived under her care, growing in specially designed chambers that simulated the changing conditions of their home planet. Today marked a significant milestone. Kelly stepped back from her workstation to admire the newest generation of plants. The circular leaves spun rapidly, healthy and strong even under the harshest simulated conditions. "These will survive," she said with quiet confidence. "They have adapted much faster than I expected." Nira, who had become a constant presence through the facility's communication system, sounded pleased. "Your methods have exceeded our projections. The genetic modifications are holding stable through multiple generations." Kelly smiled, touching one of the plants gently. Its leaves seemed to reach toward her, responsive to her presence. It wasn't just about changing light requirements, the soil composition, atmospheric variations, temperature, fluctuations, all had required adjustments, but these plants could now survive in the changed environment of the alien world. When can we begin testing on your planet, she asked. The hologram projector activated and Queen Lyra appeared. Her golden eyes seemed brighter than Kelly remembered. Perhaps it was hope. We are prepared to take the next step, Lyra announced. A shuttle will arrive tomorrow to bring you to our ship. Kelly froze. You want me to come with you? To your planet? Lyra nodded. The plants respond to you. Kelly Taylor. They recognize you as their caretaker. The transition will be more successful with you present. Kelly had not considered this possibility. She had assumed her work would end with creating adaptive plants that the aliens would take back to their world. The thought of leaving Earth, of traveling to an alien planet, had never entered her calculations. I don't know, she stammered. This is unexpected, Nira spoke gently. We understand your hesitation, but consider what you could learn. Our world, though damaged, remains beautiful. Our civilization has much to share with you. Kelly paced the laboratory, her mind racing. She had no family ties, no one who would truly miss her. Her academic colleagues had likely forgotten her by now. Her apartment was long gone. She had fully embraced her work here, finding purpose and fulfillment greater than anything she had known before. How long would I stay, she asked. As long as necessary. Lyra replied. Then you may return to Earth if you wish, or stay as our honored guest. The choice will be yours. Kelly stopped pacing and looked at the thriving plants. She had created them, guided their evolution, given them the strength to survive in a changed world. Could she abandon them now? What about my human needs? She asked. Food, oxygen, gravity. We have prepared for this, Nira assured her. Our ship sustains many different life forms. The journey will take 40 of your days. During that time, we will gradually adapt your living conditions to match our world. Our gravity is slightly less than Earth's, our air richer in oxygen. You will find it comfortable. Kelly took a deep breath. This was beyond anything she had imagined when she had followed the crystal to this facility 3 months ago. Yet the scientist in her, the explorer, could not resist such an opportunity. I will need to bring samples, she said, thinking. Practically my research materials, my notes. Everything will be transported. Lyra promised. Nothing will be left behind. Kelly walked to the window, looking out at the earthly forest beyond. What would it be like to see forests of alien plants, oceans of purple water, 2 moons in the sky as Nira had described? I agree, she said finally. I will come with you. Lyra made a gesture that Kelly had learned was a sign of respect among her people. Your contribution will be remembered in our history, the human who saved our world. The next morning, Kelly packed her few personal belongings. She had arrived with nothing but had accumulated small treasures during her time in the facility. A stone with unusual markings she had found during a rare walk outside, pressed flowers from earth plants she had collected for comparison studies, a journal filled with handwritten notes and observations. She stood in the laboratory one last time. The chambers of alien plants hummed with life, ready for transport. She had succeeded beyond her expectations, creating plants that could thrive in the changed conditions of a distant world. A soft vibration ran through the facility. Nira spoke. The shuttle has arrived. Kelly Taylor, are you prepared? As ready as I will ever be, Kelly replied. The door slid open, revealing not the forest but a small craft that had landed directly outside. Unlike the massive ship she had seen that first day, this vessel was sleek and clearly designed for planetary landing. 3 aliens waited beside it, similar to Lyra and Nira in appearance, but wearing what appeared to be uniforms. They bowed slightly when they saw Kelly. The tallest stepped forward. I am Mira, ship commander. She said, we welcome you aboard. Human scientist. Kelly nodded, feeling suddenly overwhelmed by the reality of what she was about to do. She was leaving Earth, possibly forever, to help an alien species restore their ecosystem. The aliens efficiently loaded her plants and equipment. Each chamber was treated with extreme care. The process took less than an hour. When everything was secured, Mira gestured toward the shuttle. It is time. Kelly took one last look at the facility that had been her home for 3 months. Then, with a deep breath, she stepped toward the alien shuttle and her new future. The interior of the shuttle was larger than it appeared from outside. The walls curved organically and seemed to glow with soft light. The seats adjusted automatically as Kelly sat down, conforming to her human shape. Mira took position at what must have been the control center, though it contained no visible instruments, only glowing panels that responded to her touch. "We will rendezvous with the mothership in orbit," Mira explained. "Our journey begins there." The shuttle lifted off with barely a sensation of movement. Earth fell away below them, the forest shrinking until it was just a patch of green in a vast landscape. Kelly watched through a viewing panel, her heart racing as the blue sky darkened and gave way to stars. The mothership came into view, a massive structure that gleamed like polished metal in the sunlight. The shuttle approached smoothly, docking with barely a sound. When the doors opened, Kelly found herself in a vast chamber. Unlike the utilitarian shuttle, this space was beautiful. Arches soared overhead. Lights pulsed in patterns that somehow seemed musical. The air carried a scent like nothing on Earth, floral yet metallic. "Welcome to the Zephyr," Lyra said, stepping forward to greet her. "This ship has been my home for 5 cycles as we searched for a solution to our world's crisis. Now, thanks to you, we return with hope." Kelly followed the Queen through corridors that seemed alive. The walls responded to their presence, lighting their way. Dimming behind them, other aliens they passed stopped and bowed not to their queen but to Kelly. The human was treated with reverence. Her quarters were spacious and had been prepared with attention to human needs. The bed, the temperature, the gravity, all felt comfortable, familiar despite being on an alien vessel. "Through that door is your laboratory," Lyra explained. "All your plants and equipment have been installed. You may continue your work during our journey." Kelly thanked her, still overwhelmed by the reality of her situation. "I never imagined this when I went looking for rare plants in that forest." Lyra made the gesture of respect. "Your courage matches your intelligence." Kelly Taylor. "Few would have accepted our invitation, fewer still would have succeeded as you have. Our people will always remember this." As the Queen left, Kelly explored her new living space. The viewing panel showed Earth growing smaller as the ship prepared to leave orbit. Her home planet beautiful, blue and green against the blackness of space. She felt a moment of doubt, a flicker of fear at what she had done. But when she entered the laboratory and saw her plants thriving under her care, the doubt vanished. These living things needed her. The aliens needed her. She had found her purpose more meaningful than anything she could have imagined on Earth. The journey began with a subtle shift as the ship accelerated away from Earth. Kelly watched as her home planet became just another point of light among countless stars. The days that followed fell into a comfortable routine. Kelly worked with Nira, now physically present rather than just a voice, continuing to refine the plants. Adaptability daily, she met with other alien scientists, learning about their world, their history, their technology. At night, she recorded her observations in her journal, documenting not just scientific data, but her personal experience as the first human to live among this species, to travel to another world. The ship hummed around, her a living thing, carrying her toward a distant star and the planet that orbited it. Kelly Taylor, ordinary botanist, had become something extraordinary, an ambassador between worlds, a savior of an alien ecosystem, the human who dared to leave everything behind for the greatest scientific adventure in history. As Earth disappeared completely from view, Kelly looked forward, her focus now entirely on the future and the purple world waiting for her among the stars. The day they entered orbit around the alien world, Kelly stood transfixed at the viewing panel. The planet below was both familiar and utterly foreign. Land masses of deep blue stretched across oceans of purple. The atmosphere shimmered with particles that caught the dim light of the fading star zenith. Queen Lyra said, standing beside her. "Our home. It's beautiful," Kelly whispered. Even in its current state, she could see the wonder of this alien world. The continents once glowed with life, Lyra explained. Now only our protected cities remain vibrant. The rest has faded as our plants died and our atmosphere changed. Kelly nodded, understanding better now why they had sought her help. Why have you brought so few of your people to Earth? She asked. The question had bothered her during their journey. Why not evacuate your population? Lyra turned her golden eyes to Kelly. We are bound to this world in ways you might not understand. Our biology, our consciousness is connected to Zenith. To leave permanently would change what we are. Some have tried establishing colonies elsewhere, but they become different no longer truly. Zenith, Kelly thought of the plants she had modified, how they responded differently in changed environments. Sometimes adaptation meant becoming something new. The ship descended through the atmosphere toward the largest city. A dome of energy shimmered above it, protecting the structures within. From above, the city appeared as a series of concentric circles with a tall spire. At its center, the royal palace, Lyra explained. Though palace is not quite the right word, it houses our government, our primary research facilities, and the seed bank, where we preserve what remains of our plant life. As they landed on a platform near the spire, Kelly felt a flutter of nervousness. She would be the first human to set foot on this world. The gravity would be different. The air, the light, everything alien, in the truest sense. When the doors opened, Kelly took her first breath of Zenith, air. It was sweet and rich with oxygen, making her feel instantly energized. The gravity, as promised, was lighter than Earth. Her movements felt buoyant, almost playful. Zenith officials waited to greet them, bowing deeply to their queen and with equal respect to Kelly. Many carried what appeared to be ceremonial plants with the same circular spinning leaves as those Kelly had worked with, but larger, more vibrant. These are the ancient ones, Nira explained, gesturing to the plants. The last unchanged, specimens from before the dimming. They are sacred to us, carried only during the most important ceremonies. Kelly felt the weight of expectation upon her. These people believed she would save their world. What if she could not? What if the adapted plants failed to thrive outside the controlled environment of the laboratory? The procession moved into the spire, a vast structure that seemed to be made of living crystal. It hummed with energy, pulsing with the same rhythm as the plants Kelly had. Studied the walls changed color as they passed, responding to their presence. The inner chamber was enormous, with a ceiling that opened to the sky above. Though filtered through protective shielding, the light of the dimming star cast everything in. A soft purple glow. Here we will begin, Lyra announced. Here we will plant the first of the adapted ones. At her signal, attendants brought forward the chambers containing Kelly's plants. The spinning leaves moved excitedly, as if sensing they had arrived at their destination. A section of the chamber floor opened, revealing soil. Actual Zenith soil, not the samples Kelly had worked with. The rich blue-black earth looked fertile, ready. With great ceremony, the first plant was removed from its chamber and placed in the soil. The entire room fell silent as they watched. The plant trembled for a moment, its leaves slowing their spin. Kelly held her breath. Had she failed? Had the journey damaged it? Had she miscalculated? Then suddenly the leaves began to spin faster than Kelly had ever seen. The plant actually lifted slightly from the soil, hovering a few inches above ground. A soft glow emanated from its center, spreading outward. The aliens gasped, some falling to their knees. It speaks, Lyra said, her voice filled with awe. It recognizes its home. Kelly stared in astonishment. Nothing in her research had prepared her for this. The plant was not just surviving, it was thriving in ways she had never observed in the laboratory. What is happening? She asked. Nira placed a gentle hand on Kelly's shoulder. Our plants are not like yours, she explained. They share consciousness, they communicate through light and motion. What you see is the plant connecting to the memory of our world. That glow is its song. One by one, the remaining plants were placed in the soil. Each responded the same way, rising slightly, spinning rapidly, glowing with inner light. Together, they created a harmony of movement and luminescence. Kelly could almost hear it like music, just beyond the range of human hearing. Lyra turned to her people. "The human has succeeded," she announced. "Her wisdom has given our plants new life. The restoration begins today." The assembled aliens made a sound like wind through crystal, a harmonic humming that Kelly felt in her bones. It was their celebration, their expression of joy and hope. In the days that followed, Kelly worked with Zenith scientists preparing for larger plantings. The adapted plants would be introduced first in controlled areas, then gradually spread to the wider environment. It would take years, perhaps decades, for the planet to heal fully, but the process had begun. Kelly was given quarters in the spire, with a view of the city and the barren landscape beyond. Each morning she watched as teams of workers carried plants beyond the dome. Each evening she noted the subtle glow on the horizon as the plants took root and began their work. One evening, as she recorded her observations, Lyra came to visit. Kelly had grown accustomed to the Queen's presence, no longer intimidated by her alien majesty. "You have given us back our future," Lyra said. "The Council wishes to honor you. A monument will be built. Your name will be taught to our children." Kelly smiled, embarrassed. "By such recognition, I only did what any scientist would do. I found a problem and looked for a solution." Lyra made the gesture of respect. "That is your species' humility. But what you have done is extraordinary." Already the atmosphere shows small changes. The plants spread faster than we predicted. In time, they will reach the oceans and begin the healing there as well. Kelly looked out at the distant glow. "You mentioned I could return to Earth if I wished," she said carefully. "Is that still possible?" Lyra seemed to dim slightly, her skin losing some of its luster. "Of course, we would prepare a ship. The journey would be the same 40 days. Your planet would be as you left it, though. More time has passed." There Kelly nodded thoughtfully. Earth seemed distant, now not just in space but in her mind. Her life there felt like a dream. While this alien world had become her reality, I would like to stay longer. She decided there is still so much to learn, so much to monitor. The plants need time to establish themselves properly. Relief showed in Lyra's golden eyes. "You are welcome to stay as long as you wish. Your presence honors us." That night, Kelly stood on the balcony of her quarters, looking up at the unfamiliar stars. 2 moons hung in the sky, one large and golden, the other small and blue, casting dual shadows across the landscape. The air carried the scent of the new plants, a sweet, vibrant smell that hadn't existed on this world for generations. In the distance beyond the protected dome, she could see the glow of the planted areas spreading like gentle fire across the barren ground, life returning to dead soil. Hope growing from despair. Kelly thought of Earth so far away. The world of her birth. The planet she had left behind. Did she miss it? Yes, in some ways, the familiar foods, the sound of rain, the sight of birds in flight. But here she had purpose. Here she mattered in ways she never could have imagined. A soft chime indicated a visitor. Nira entered carrying what appeared to be a small, potted plant unlike any Kelly had seen before. "This is for you," the alien scientist said. "The Council created it today. They call it the Kelly flower. It is a hybrid of our most sacred plant and genetic material from Earth flowers you described to." Kelly took the pot carefully. The plant inside had spinning leaves like all zenith plants, but also delicate petals that opened and closed with each rotation. Pink and blue, the colors shifting in the light. "It is beautiful," she whispered. "It will exist nowhere else in the universe," Nira said. "Only here. Only on Zenith. A bridge between our worlds." Like you, Kelly placed the plant on her balcony where it could see the stars. The Kelly flower. A new species named for her, a living monument more meaningful than any statue. In that moment, Kelly knew she would never return to Earth. This was her home now. This alien world, these alien people. She had found her place in the universe, not where she was born, but where she was needed, where she had made a difference. The next day she would begin work on the ocean plants, phase 2 of the restoration. The challenge excited her. These aliens, this world had so much more to teach her, and she still had knowledge to share. Perhaps someday when Zenith was healed, when the crisis had passed, other humans might come here to learn to exchange ideas to build bridges between worlds. But for now, she was the only human on an alien planet. The botanist who saved a world. The woman who had followed her curiosity into the forest and found a destiny among the stars. Kelly Taylor, ordinary scientist, extraordinary explorer. Her story was just beginning. 5 years passed on Zenith. Kelly barely noticed the time, so absorbed was she in her work. Each day brought new discoveries, new challenges, new triumphs. The adapted plants had spread beyond all expectations. Now vast forests of blue vegetation covered what had once been barren land. The atmosphere had begun to clear, allowing more of the dimming star's light to reach the surface. The oceans, once dull and lifeless, now teemed with modified algae that turned the purple waters bright again. Kelly had changed too. Her body had adapted to the lighter gravity, making her movements graceful, almost floating. Her lungs had grown accustomed to the oxygen, rich air giving her greater endurance. Her eyes had adjusted to the different light spectrum, allowing her to see subtle colors invisible to humans on Earth. She remained human but altered by this alien world, just as the plants she had created remained Zenith plants, but changed by her human touch today. She stood on the balcony of her quarters in the spire, watching a ceremony in the city below. Young Zenith children were planting seedlings in a newly established park. The spinning leaves caught the light, creating patterns of movement and shadow. The children sang in their crystalline voices, a song about renewal and hope. "I will never tire of watching this," Nira said, joining Kelly at the balcony. "Each new planting feels like a victory." Kelly nodded in agreement. "When I first came here, I thought only of the scientific challenge," she admitted. "I never imagined how it would feel to watch a world come back to life." Below them, the ceremony concluded. The children stepped back to admire their work. The new plants glowed softly, connecting to the consciousness of their world. The song grew louder. As adults joined in, "They sing of you too," Nira said softly. The human who brought light back to Zenith, Kelly felt a familiar warmth in her chest. It still embarrassed her to be treated as a hero. She had only done what she knew how to do. But to these people she had performed a miracle. The communicator on her wrist chimed a message from Queen Lyra requesting her presence in the council chamber. Kelly had become a valued advisor to the Zenith government, her unique perspective sought in matters beyond just plant restoration. When she arrived at the council chamber, Kelly sensed tension. The usually calm Zenith counselors moved with agitated energy. Their skin colors shifted rapidly, a sign of strong emotion. "Kelly, what do you know of your planets? Space programs?" Lyra asked without preamble. Kelly blinked, surprised by the question. "When I left Earth 5 years ago, our technology was primitive compared to yours. Several nations had small space stations. Some had sent probes to nearby planets, but nothing that could travel between stars." "Why do you ask?" Lyra gestured to a viewing screen. It showed what appeared to be a ship approaching Zenith. Not the organic, flowing design of Zenith vessels, but something angular, mechanical, undeniably human, in construction. "Our outer sensors detected this vessel 3 days ago," Lyra explained. "It will reach orbit tomorrow." "It appears to be from Earth." Kelly stared at the image, shock washing over her. Humans had come to Zenith, but how Earth had no technology for interstellar travel when she left, unless, she thought with sudden clarity, unless they reverse-engineered the shuttle that brought me here, the one that remained on Earth after I followed the crystal to the facility. "That is our conclusion as well," Nira said. "Your people found our technology and adapted it, just as you helped our plants adapt to our changed world." Kelly felt conflicting emotions: pride at human ingenuity, concern about why they had come, fear for the peaceful existence she had built here. "Have they attempted communication?" she asked. "Yes," Lyra replied. "They broadcast a message in your language. When they received no response, they continued toward our planet." "What did the message say?" Lyra touched the console and a human voice filled the chamber. "This is Captain Laura Wilson of the Earth Alliance vessel Pioneer. We come in peace, seeking the human scientist, Kelly Taylor, believed to be on your planet. Please respond. Kelly recognized the name. Laura Wilson had been a colleague at the university, a brilliant engineer who had always been fascinated by space travel. It made sense she would lead such a mission. "What will you do?" Kelly asked. The Queen, Lyra, looked at her with those golden eyes. "That depends on you. These are your people. They have come seeking you. The decision to respond is yours." Kelly paced the chamber, considering the implications. Humans had achieved interstellar travel sooner than anyone could have predicted. They had found Zenith, a planet that had never been revealed to Earth governments. What did they want? Why come all this way just for her? I should meet with them, she decided finally. But not here. Not in the city. Somewhere isolated. In case their intentions are not as peaceful as they claim. Lyra nodded wisely. The Northern Observation Post. It is far from population centers but has facilities for visitors. We will direct their landing there. The Northern Post was a small research facility located on a plateau overlooking a valley of newly planted forests. Kelly traveled there ahead of the human ship, waiting with a small contingent of Zenith guards. Though peaceful, the aliens were not naive. They had protected Kelly for 5 years. They would continue to do so even against her own species. The Earth vessel landed with surprising grace for such primitive technology. Its engines powered down, leaving an eerie silence. Kelly watched from the observation window as the airlock cycled and a figure in a spacesuit emerged. Captain Laura Wilson removed her helmet, revealing the first human face Kelly had seen in 5 years. She looked much as Kelly remembered her: dark hair now, with streaks of gray, sharp, intelligent eyes, a determined set to her jaw. Kelly stepped outside, the air of Zenith washing over her. She wore no protective gear, having long since adapted to this environment. Laura stared at her, eyes widening in shock. "Kelly," she called. "Is it really you?" Kelly smiled, walking forward to greet her old colleague. "Yes, Laura. It's me. Welcome to Zenith." Laura seemed frozen, unable to process what she was seeing. You look different. The way you move. The color of your skin." Kelly nodded. "My body has adapted to life here. The gravity, the air, the light. All have changed me slightly, but I am still human." More figures emerged from the ship, all in spacesuits, all staring at Kelly with expressions ranging from awe to suspicion. Laura introduced them. Scientists, military personnel, government officials. An expedition assembled to find her and make contact with the aliens. They moved inside the facility where the humans could remove their bulky suits. In the common area, Kelly felt suddenly self-conscious, aware of how alien she must seem to them. Her fluid movements, her comfort, in this strange environment. "Why did you come?" she asked finally. "To find you," Laura said. "Of course. When you disappeared 5 years ago, we searched everywhere. Then we found the abandoned research station in the mountains, the alien technology left behind. It took years to understand it, longer to replicate it. But we knew you were out here somewhere, that you had gone with them willingly." And now, Kelly prompted, sensing there was more. Laura exchanged glances with the others. "We need your help," she said. "Our planet is dying. Kelly, climate change, pollution, resource depletion. Everything scientists warned about for decades has accelerated. We thought we had more time. We were wrong. Earth needs what you've learned here. Your expertise in planetary restoration." Kelly felt a cold weight settle in her stomach. Earth was in crisis, just as Zenith had been when they sought her help. Now her home world needed the same knowledge. "The Zenith saved me because I could help them," she said slowly. "Now you want me to return to save Earth?" One of the military officers stepped forward. "We want more than that," he said. "We want the technology, the seeds, the methods, everything that made this possible." He gestured to the window where the restored landscape of Zenith stretched to the horizon. Kelly shook her head. "You don't understand. The plants here are connected to this world. They evolved here. They belong here. They would not survive on Earth even with modifications." "But surely," Laura insisted, "there must be something, some principle, some technique we could apply." Kelly looked at her former colleague, seeing the desperation in her eyes. She recognized it. The same look the Zenith had when they first approached her. The need for hope. "I cannot return to Earth," she said finally. "My body has adapted to Zenith. The gravity. The air. I would be ill. Perhaps die in Earth's environment. But I can help in other ways. Share my research. My methods." The humans reacted with visible disappointment, some with anger. The military officer turned away, muttering about wasted journey. Kelly had expected this. She had prepared for it. "I will do better than give you plants." She said, "I will teach you." She pointed to two scientists in the group. "You and you will stay here. Work with me. Learn what I know about planetary restoration. Then return to Earth with knowledge, not just samples." Laura seemed surprised by this offer. "You would help us even after we abandoned the search for you. Even after we left you for dead." Kelly smiled. "I was never abandoned, Laura. I was found. Just not by humans. I chose to stay here. I chose to help the Zenith. Now I choose to help Earth as well. We are all connected. All life is connected. That is what I learned here. That is what I can teach your scientists." The negotiations continued for days. The humans wanted technology, ships, weapons. Kelly and the Zenith offered knowledge, cooperation, sustainable solutions. It was not an easy process. Centuries of human suspicion and aggression did not fade quickly. But Kelly served as the bridge between species: a human who understood alien thinking, an Earth woman who had become part of another world.